Look around. Your friends aren't just companions. They're road signs pointing straight at your future. Every laugh, every conversation, every shared moment is shaping who you're becoming. Think about that for a second. If your circle is full of procrastinators, you'll start to think wasting time is normal. If your friends are chasing small dreams, you'll shrink yours to match. But if you're rolling with people who aim higher, grind harder, and push limits, you'll feel that fire inside you demanding more. The truth is brutal but simple. Your circle dictates your ceiling. Mediocrity thrives on comfort, and comfort spreads like a virus. But excellence demands accountability. When you're around people who refuse to settle, you'll feel the weight of their expectations pressing on your shoulders. They'll challenge you, even piss you off sometimes. But that's the point. They push you to grow. And here's the kicker. It's not just about what they do or say. It's about the energy they carry. Confidence, drive, ambition. These aren't just traits. They're environments. Spend enough time in them, and you'll start absorbing them like a sponge. Every move they make, every risk they take, it becomes a silent permission slip for you to step up too. But here's where we transition, because knowing this isn't enough. If you're not careful, the wrong circle will drag you into their mediocrity just as fast as the right one will elevate you. This isn't just a warning, it's a decision point. You've got to make the choice to level up and step into the right atmosphere. And that, my friend, brings us to the next stage, the contagious power of confidence. Let's talk about how walking with giants doesn't just boost your ego. It rewires your entire mindset. Confidence isn't some rare gift you're born with. It's a flame that spreads. Spend enough time with confident people, and you'll catch it like wildfire. Watch how they walk, how they talk, how they carry themselves. They move with purpose, not hesitation. They speak with conviction, not doubt. That energy is magnetic, and when you're around it long enough, it becomes part of you. When you roll with 5 confident people, you don't just see the world differently. You see yourself differently. Their belief in themselves plants a seed in your mind that says, "Why not me?" Confidence is about daring to claim your space. And when you're surrounded by people who refuse to play small, you'll stop shrinking yourself just to fit in. It's not just their words that change you. It's their actions. Confident people don't hesitate to take risks because they know failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. They don't get paralyzed by other people's opinions because they're too focused on their own vision. Being in their circle doesn't just teach you confidence. It forces you to find yours. But confidence isn't just about you. It's about what you attract. A confident person can walk into any room and shift the entire vibe. They turn heads, command respect, and inspire others to raise their game. That's the power of confidence. It multiplies. And when you surround yourself with it, you don't just become the 6th confident person. You become a force that spreads it to others. But confidence alone won't take you to the top. You need more than belief, you need results. And that's where the next point comes in. Let's talk about what happens when you surround yourself with 5 successful people who aren't just confident, but have the track record to prove it. Success isn't a coincidence. It's a formula. And we're about to break it down. Success isn't random. It's not luck or some cosmic accident. It's the result of discipline, strategy, and relentless action. When you surround yourself with 5 successful people, you're stepping into a world where excuses don't exist and mediocrity isn't tolerated. Success has a way of rubbing off on you, not because they hand it to you, but because they force you to rise to their level. Successful people think differently. They're not just solving problems, they're creating opportunities. They see setbacks as lessons, not dead ends. Spend time in their orbit, and their perspective becomes yours. You start to think bigger, plan smarter, and execute harder. Their ambition exposes your laziness, Their work ethic destroys your procrastination, and their wins make you hungry for your own. Here's the truth. When you hang around successful people, you're constantly reminded of what's possible. Every conversation is an idea, every action a blueprint. They don't just inspire you, they challenge you. You'll feel the pressure to step up, to grind harder, to stop wasting time on things that don't move the needle. And that pressure, that's the fire that transforms you. But success isn't just about money or status. It's about mindset. It's about walking into every situation knowing you have the power to win. When you're in the presence of people who embody that, it's impossible not to level up. You become sharper, faster, and more focused because their energy demands it. But let me warn you, success doesn't tolerate dead weight. If you're not willing to match their effort, they'll leave you behind. That's why being in their circle isn't easy, but it's worth it. Because when you rise with them, you don't just become the sixth successful person. You become someone others aspire to emulate. But if you're not careful, the wrong crowd can pull you in the opposite direction just as fast. Let's transition to the next point, the weight of mediocrity, and why avoiding it is just as critical as chasing success. Mediocrity isn't harmless. It's a silent killer. It creeps into your life disguised as comfort, disguised as good enough. And the scariest part, if you're surrounded by mediocrity, it feels normal. Spend your time with people who settle for less, and you'll start lowering your own standards without even realizing it. You'll laugh off laziness, excuse failure, and call it just the way things are. But mediocrity isn't a state. It's a slow death. Fools, clowns, addicts, time wasters. These aren't just bad influences. They're anchors tied around your ambition, dragging you down while you tell yourself you're still moving forward. Sit with 5 people who make excuses, and you'll become the master of excuses. Surround yourself with 5 people who complain about their problems, and you'll forget how to solve yours. Their mindset infects you like a disease, turning your dreams into jokes and your potential into dust. Here's the brutal truth. Mediocrity doesn't just slow you down, it sabotages you. It teaches you to stop striving, to settle for less, to believe that greatness is out of reach. And the more time you spend in that environment, the harder it is to break free. It's a trap, and the only way out is to cut ties with those who refuse to grow. But cutting ties isn't enough. You've got to replace the dead weight with the right energy. Success, confidence, drive. These aren't just optional. They're necessary. You've got to seek out the wolves, the kings, the builders who demand more from life and from the people around them. You've got to make a conscious choice to leave mediocrity behind and step into an environment where greatness is the standard. Because the truth is, the company you keep isn't just influencing you, it's defining you. And if you want to rise, you've got to align yourself with people who refuse to sink. Let's transition to the next stage, the flow of energy and attention, and talk about why every interaction you have either fuels your fire or extinguishes it. Every interaction you have, every conversation, every shared moment, it's an exchange of energy. The people around you are feeding you, whether you notice it or not. The question is, are they fueling your fire or snuffing it out? Positive energy lifts you, sharpens you, drives you to take action. Negative energy? It drags you into the mud, keeps you stagnant, and poisons your vision. Energy isn't neutral, it's contagious. If you're surrounded by people who are constantly complaining, doubting, or wasting time, that energy seeps into you. You might not notice it at first, but over time, it weighs you down. Your focus scatters, your drive weakens, and your goals start to feel further away. On the flip side, spend time with people who are laser-focused, motivated, and relentless, and you'll feel your own energy shift. Their intensity becomes your intensity. Their momentum becomes your momentum. Attention is the currency of your future. Wherever your attention goes, energy flows and results follow. If you're giving your attention to people who gossip, procrastinate, or settle for less, you're investing in failure. But when you give your attention to those who build, grow, and conquer, you're investing in power. Their energy doesn't just inspire you, it multiplies your own. But here's the catch. Energy doesn't wait for you to decide. It's always moving, shaping, and transforming you based on the people you let into your circle. This is why the stakes are so high. Choose the wrong energy, and it'll drain you. Choose the right energy, and it'll propel you. And that's where we transition to the next step. Walking with kings and running with wolves. Let's talk about how aligning yourself with the right people doesn't just change your direction. It transforms your identity. If you want to become unstoppable, you can't move with the crowd. You've got to align with the elite. Walk with kings, and you'll learn what it means to rule. Run with wolves, and you'll understand what it takes to hunt. The people in your circle aren't just shaping your habits. They're defining your identity. Greatness isn't achieved in isolation. It's born from the company you keep. Kings demand excellence. They don't entertain mediocrity, and they won't let you settle. When you surround yourself with those who dominate their domain, you're forced to level up just to stand in their presence. They teach you discipline, vision, and the mindset of a leader. They show you that success isn't handed out, it's conquered. Their victories become the blueprint for your own. But kings don't walk alone. They run with wolves. Wolves aren't just survivors. They're hunters. They move with purpose, adapt to challenges, and take what they need. When you run with wolves, you're no longer a bystander in life. You're in the hunt, sharpening your instincts and building the courage to take risks. Their hunger fuels yours. Their focus becomes contagious. Together, kings and wolves create an environment where success isn't just a goal, it's the standard. When you step into this circle, you stop asking for permission to win. You start taking what's yours, because that's what they do. This isn't about following their lead, it's about becoming one of them. But here's the truth. Walking with kings and running with wolves isn't for everyone. It's intense, demanding, and unforgiving. If you're not ready to bring your best, you'll be left behind. But if you are ready, if you're willing to embrace the pressure, the accountability, and the grind, then this circle will transform you into something unshakable. This brings us to the final step, elevating your circle or perishing in mediocrity. Let's talk about why the stakes are higher than ever and why choosing the right people is the difference between thriving and simply surviving. The truth is stark and inescapable. If you're not growing, you're dying. Your circle isn't just a support system. It's a prophecy. It's either lifting you higher or chaining you down. The people you choose to surround yourself with will either help you elevate to greatness or drag you into the depths of mediocrity. And in this game, there's no middle ground. You either rise or you fade into irrelevance. Elevating your circle isn't about abandoning people. It's about prioritizing your future. It's about realizing that loyalty to mediocrity is the quickest way to kill your potential. If the people around you aren't pushing you, challenging you, or inspiring you, then they're dead weight. And dead weight will sink even the strongest ship. But let's flip the script. When you choose to elevate, something extraordinary happens. Your energy shifts, your mindset sharpens, and your vision becomes unstoppable. Surround yourself with the bold, the relentless, the ambitious, and you'll see your own limitations dissolve. Their drive becomes your drive. Their focus becomes your focus. And suddenly, the goals that once seemed impossible are now within your grasp. Elevating your circle isn't just about who you let in, it's about who you become. Because when you step into an environment of excellence, you're not just a passenger, you're a participant. You're contributing to the energy, the momentum, and the success of the group. And in doing so, you elevate yourself. But here's the catch. This isn't easy. It requires courage to leave behind what's comfortable and step into the unknown. It demands discipline to keep pace with those who expect greatness. But the reward? It's life-changing. You don't just survive, you thrive. You don't just dream, you achieve. So ask yourself one final question. Will you elevate or perish? Because the choice is yours, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Greatness isn't waiting for you. It's demanding you step up, align with the right energy, and claim what's yours.